All right. Hey, everybody, Crazy Rock Goddess here. I am here with Brett from the Glorious Sons. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I had a fabulous time Sunday. You guys killed it in Phoenix. So proud
Thank
of you.
you.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
So real quick, tell me a little bit about your new song and the new music, and then we'll get to the weird questions.
Uh yeah, just it's rock and roll, maybe through a little more of a softer lens than we've had before and a lot more introspective maybe. Not always, because we've had some pretty introspective stuff, but yeah, Glory is just an album of, you know, a person laying their soul to bear and, you know, and it's more ambitious and a little bigger sounding and also a little bit more intimate in a way too. So I mean, it was a long time in the making, and we're real proud of it.
You guys had a few years to like do some stuff because COVID. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, so also I was gonna ask you, so like I saw you guys play Sunday and you have so many people on stage with you. Like
Yeah.
you have such a huge, usually people don't bring a keyboard player with or whatever. So um tell me what it's like touring with that many people. Like that's a lot of people in a band.
Uh, well, it's kind of like the only way we can kind of fulfill the sound, right?
Right.
But it just kind of feels on stage, it kind of feels like one big gang, and I love that about it. Um, and then, you know, as far as anything else, like that's the only way we can do it. So, that's the way you do it. There's 12 of us on a bus, and you know, pretty much
That's
99% of the time, everybody gets along and has a great time. So,
that's a lot of people on a bus, man. I've been on tour and that's a lot of people on a
yeah,
bus.
yeah, yeah.
um so I had a friend of mine who was at your show in Illinois that proposed to his girlfriend in your audience. I don't know if you saw it.
Really?
You probably didn't. But does
No.
that kind of thing happen a lot?
Um, Actually, it happened last night as well. So I guess
Really?
so. I never see it or hear about it. So it must happen more than we think. Because even in Canada, if we're playing to a bigger room, maybe people are proposing there or something. I don't know. I guess people really do take a lot of meaning from music. So, I mean, this is I think it's a pretty nice sentiment to for people to do.
That's cool. That's cool. I always wonder how, like, on stage, all the lights and stuff, so it's hard to see. So I sometimes wonder, like,
Yeah.
how much can you see from the stage? Really?
Well, you can see quite a bit. But I mean, you know, usually you're so involved in the music that it's kind of hard to, if somebody's proposing, I mean, to the left of me, maybe I'm locking eyes to the right of me with
True.
somebody else and rocking out. It's like, who knows? You just try to get in a moment and connect with as many people as possible. And we're not, I'm not going to rule it out, but we're not really the type of band to, you know, try to get that TikTok moment of somebody proposing on stage at our shows or something like that. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Maybe we will do that one day if it comes naturally, but I'm not going to stop the show for every proposal. I'm proud of them or happy for them or whatever, but you know, it's a rock and roll show and we're just trying to connect.
Otherwise, you're gonna end up with like a whole lot of stops in every show so that people can propose and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not great for flow.
No, no.
So, when you write music, do you guys write the music part first or the lyrics first?
It changes all the time. It's there's no like set rule or process. A lot of the times you'll just be humming a melody and you'll playing the guitar at the same time, or sometimes you're playing a riff maniacally for about 20 hours, or sometimes you start writing a story in your head and you just start talking to yourself and walking around and something comes out. The key is just to always do it, but there's um, no real perfect way that we found to write a song.
Ah, So what do you take inspiration from other than like, obviously you take some from your life, but do you take some from like current things that go on or just life things?
Honestly, it's a lot of things that I see. Like I can't read a news article and base a song around the news or my opinion around something like that. I don't really, that stuff just confuses me. Really, the only way that I can write a song really well about something outside of me is, I walk around and I look at things, and that inspires me. Like we were in it's Oklahoma, um, uh, 4 or 5 days ago, and I was walking around, and the city just had a kind of a quiet sadness about it, and um, I really wanted to just explore and just kind of take it in, and a poem came out of it, and maybe someday it'll turn into a song. But I don't. I need to see things from my own eyes to be able to write about it, and that's the best stuff that I write about people, and that's pretty much all I want to write about is people. I could give a shit about things. Like I don't
Right.
care about um, you know, fame or anything like that. I mean, I don't know why anybody would sit down with a guitar and then write about things. They're nothing. They mean nothing. Like it. I think that the world is, generally the way that I see it is it's people need music to try and um, try and understand their own lives. That's why I listen to music. So that's why I write music.
No, it's the reality is those of us who, certainly those of us who are that inspired by music or will go out of their way to stop everything for music. Like it is this, I can remember where I was during lots of things, and it's all like from a song, like literally
Yeah,
from a song. So like
yeah.
it's amazing. I have zero talent, but I'm really good at finding talent. So
That's well, that's beautiful. That's a talent. That's a talent.
I laughed very hard. So like when Sawed Off Shotgun came out, my youngest son, who is now 17, said they played it in the cafeteria at his lunchtime when he was in
Mhm.
grade school. And I was like mad at him because I'm like, what are you singing?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I heard it and went, ah, shit, now it's addicting in my head. So
Well, the funny thing about that song is at these shows, like so many different types of people react to it, and I find myself wondering, like, okay, so why do you, why compare you to you to you? What's going on that can connect you three? It's kind of a little bit of a puzzle that I don't necessarily understand because it's obviously, a little bit of a pointed song, and
for sure.
and I think it just I don't know, it makes me proud that I can look out and just see a group of people just want to scream their lungs out to that song the same way that I wanted to when I wrote it. Just very yeah, it makes me really thankful. Like a lot of people uh think that like bands don't like playing their hits or something, and maybe some bands don't, but when we play that song and a room lights up, like man, the energy that I get from that is like second to none. I
True.
just pump it into my veins forever. I love
We need to get more of those. That's what we need to do.
it.
And we need to
Yeah,
get more of those. So I will be playing the hell out of you. So what is the thought
thanks.
process of not making that be the last song of the night?
Uh Honestly, just because we like to change things up. Right now, we've been kind of settled into a set where we go that is second last and everything is all right is last. And I kind of think of it as like in a kind of like if you're watching a movie or you're reading a book, there's a climax, and then there's the ending, which comes down a little bit.
Yeah.
And and I just feel like there's you know I could go off to everybody like absolutely screaming their heads off to Sawed Off Shotgun, but I feel like it's more of a complete story when we go off um with Everything Is All Right, and just kind of like we 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 end it, we finish it.
Oh
So
yeah, no. I was and then I'm like, and they just wander away one at a time. Just wander
yeah,
away.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
all right, that's a good ending. I dig that. I dig that. So how many dates do you have
yeah.
left on your tour? Because I know you don't have a lot of time. So how many dates do you have left?
Uh, I think like 30 something.
Wow. So how long till I'll post the hell out of all of them. I don't care. Yeah, I had so much fun. You need to come back to Arizona.
Well, we'll be back. We'll be back. We've had a lot of really good shows in Phoenix. So we enjoy going to that venue too. That venue like feels so good when there's that many people in there. It's just packed and sweaty, and everybody's close to you.
Except me who hides off on the side someplace.
Yeah, that's okay. I actually do that when I go to a rock show too.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
way
I'm
that I
usually
rock.
there by myself. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll just stand over here.
yeah.
So did you when you go to do you still go to shows that you're not playing at?
Um, yes. Oh yeah, but it has to be somebody, number one, if I'm at home and I've got a night off, uh, I'm usually kind of cooking dinner and spending it with my dog
Oh,
or uh yeah, because just because I don't know, I don't get all the time in the world that I have to go out on tour at some point and my mom will take him. And so yeah, it's just um I'll go to a show if a band's coming to town that I really, really like. Yeah.
well, that's good. Well, because I'm always interested to see like what is your idea of like a band that you would go out of your way to go see?
Um, well, there's this Canadian artist named Matt Mays who is one of my biggest inspirations. Who anytime he'd be in town, I'd go see him. The War on Drugs, um, Big Thief, band I'm working with called Tiny Horse that I just absolutely love. Um, you know, I mean, Bob Seger rolls through. I'm going to see
Oh,
Bob
well, yeah.
Seger.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like that. I mean, if the Beatles came back, no, I don't know. It just there's many bands, but Dirty Nil, just anybody who inspires me, I guess. I'm not gonna just go to any old show though because, like I said, I only have a limited amount of time at home.
All right. One last question. And it's my weirdest question that I always ask every band because especially touring bands. So without mentioning names, what is the weirdest thing a fan has ever said or done?
Well, one, there's many weird things. One weird thing that I really didn't like, and I actually saw the girl, and she seems to be a pretty normal person, was she this was like 4 years ago. We finished our set. I'm already having vocal troubles in the first place. It was kind of a very stressful time. We've been on the road for like 5 years straight, pretty much. And we didn't play Pink Motel. And she opened the door and walked on our bus and was like, please sing me Pink Motel. And I snapped a little bit. I was like, you know what? I don't fucking come into your living room
Right?
and tell you to work. Like I said, get the hell out of here. But we're fine. She actually it seems like a nice person, but it really did upset me because
That's crazy. I would never just walk into somebody's house.
no, yeah, and at that time I felt like in life I was chasing the golden carrot of trying, you know, just on the road constantly we were trying to build the band and I felt like a little bit of a caged circus performer. So it kind of hit me a little more. I was a little more sensitive and uh and I guess uh vulnerable to something like that really setting me off.
Yeah. No, that's understand. Listen, people don't understand your bus is your house. So uh
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah,
That's your house when you're
yeah,
on the road. Nobody just walks in people's houses. All right. I know you have limited time and all of that. I would love to do this with you again sometime, maybe in person, you know.
Yeah. Well, next time
And,
we're back in Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. I'll be there. I'll be there for sure.
Wonderful.
But I appreciate you. Real quick on the end of this, could you give me or could you record me a liner and send it to me? I'll type it to your PR lady and just send it to me. Okay.
Yeah, of
I
course.
appreciate it. I'm putting you on my foreplay, so you're getting 4 songs tomorrow.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks, Marion.
Thank you both.
Bye bye.
Bye.